Jesse James was primarily known as the owner of the motorcycle manufacturing company, West Coast Choppers, but gained prominence when he became the host of the reality television show Monster Garage. It wasn't his first foray into television entertainment, but it was this show that catapulted him to fame, and which translated into a sales boost of his merchandise and brand. It was cancelled in 2006 after 5 seasons on Discovery Channel, but the cable network officially greenlit its reboot in 2019, with plans of airing it in the first quarter of 2020. However, due to the pandemic caused by the COVID-19 virus, it was delayed and only had its premiere in January 2021. Jesse Gregory James is an American, born on the 19th of April 1969 in Linwood, Los Angeles, California. Early on in life, he experienced regular physical and emotional abuse from his father, Larry, who mostly raised him after his parents divorced, although he would shuttle back and forth to his mom's house as well. He never enjoyed his childhood, as he was always scared of his father's moods, thus wasn't sure what being a regular kid was like. His interest in motorcycles started when he was quite young, as his father had a unique shop next to a Harley-Davidson motorcycle parts shop. He could distinctly remember that at the age of 6, it was a regular thing to see and hear members of the motorcycle club Hells Angels making all that noise alongside his family's car in the street. He knew instinctively that he would one day somehow be involved with all that chrome and loud machines. Larry, for all his faults, would also provide him with toys to play with. And at the age of 7, Jesse was given a dirt bike which he treasured. His father said that even as a kid, Jesse would tear his toys apart just to see if he could rebuild them or make them better. Jesse matriculated from La Sierra High School in Riverside, California in 1987. After having a great time being the star linebacker in his school's football team, his talent in football was his motivating factor to do well at Riverside Community College and then make it to the National Football League, no matter how impossible it might seem to be at that time. However, he was injured twice and knew that he wouldn't be able to pursue his football dream any longer, so he quit not only his team, but also the school. Jesse was never afraid of hard work and was smart enough to use his massive build to earn money. He became a bodyguard for a couple of hard rock bands such as Soundgarden and Slayer in the Los Angeles alternative music scene. Unfortunately, during one of his nightly gigs, he fell off the stage and broke his arms, and the injury temporarily stopped him from doing his job. While Jesse was on leave from work, he took the opportunity to see if he could fulfill his lifelong dream of opening his own motorcycle shop, wherein he could customize and restore bikes. However, he knew that the first step was to learn how to build them, so he looked for a reputable motorcycle manufacturer and became an apprentice to Ron Sims, an American custom motorcycle builder and owner of Sims Custom Cycles in Hayward, California. After gaining enough experience, in 1992, Jesse opened his own shop called West Coast Choppers, which was initially located in his mother's garage, later renting a commercial space in Long Beach, California. While he had the talent and the skill to build motorcycles, it was hard to start this type of business, as it wasn't only expensive, but each project took a while to finish. James had a difficult time making ends meet, and out of his frustration, he had the words, "Pay up, sucker," tattooed on his hand, a reminder that he needed to work doubly hard to pay his bills. He got a break in 2000 when Discovery Channel featured his shop as part of the documentary series Motorcycle Mania. The success of the series, partially the second one, helped in promoting Jesse's brand and helped start the chopper craze, one of the reasons why his shop survived during its tumultuous times. In 2001, Discovery Channel offered Jesse a chance to host his own reality TV series, Monster Garage. The premise of the show was to challenge a team of 5 builders to modify, convert, and transform ordinary vehicles into monster machines in just a week. The first day was allotted to the design, the next 5 days were for building the machine, and the 7th day was for the great revelation, to assess if the teams had completed the projects. They had rules to follow, such as each team initially being given a budget of $3,000 for the parts that they would use for each project, an amount later raised to $5,000. The teams who finished their project successfully were given pricey toolkits as a reward and bragging rights. However, if any of the teams failed to complete a project, Jesse would destroy the machine at the end of the show, using outrageous methods such as a dynamite explosion, being crushed by an army tank, death by steel smelter, or being smashed by a large metal box using a crane. Monster Garage premiered on the 23rd of June 2002 on the Discovery Channel and became one of the most watched series on the network. It was the show that made Jesse and his brand famous, from which his auto shop merchandise benefited immensely. Still, sometimes he couldn't understand his appeal to the general public, as he claimed that his TV show was full of people who one wouldn't normally see on TV. He said that he never wanted to seek celebrity status, as he was just a regular Joe, a blue-collar worker who was passionate about his craft. Tom Beers, one of the executive producers of the show, said that many celebrities, designers, and engineers wanted to be on the show, but they couldn't accommodate everyone, since they wanted the show to remain authentic without the viewers being distracted by celebrities. However, there were exceptions. TV host and car aficionado Jay Leno, professional skateboarder Tony Hawk, interior designer Christopher Lowell, and BMX biker Rick Thorne. Fans of Monster Garage realized from the get-go that creativity knew no bounds. Viewers witnessed imaginative auto builders create amazing oddities out of relatively ordinary vehicles, while being hampered by limited time and budget. Here are some of the fascinating and coolest vehicles they transformed over the years. One of Jesse's favorite transformations in the show was turning a 1984 Ford ambulance into a wheelie car. Jesse gave his approval to the finished product. No one had imagined that it was possible. The viewers also loved the way the ambulance did vehicle acrobatics, or a wheelie, in which the front wheels came off the ground, propelled by the torque coming from the rear wheels. It was one of the most talked about car transformations at that time. Another challenge was to redesign a decrepit 1975 Chevy Camaro and rebuild it into a dirt track car. While it didn't come out as flashy as compared to other cars, the way the team reconfigured everything was quite impressive. Gearheads appreciated that an old car in a dilapidated state had really been turned into a dirt track monster. Viewers were again impressed when a team was successful in turning a 2002 Chrysler PT Cruiser into a wood chipper. Initially, Jesse didn't like it at all, but then during the revelation, it was chipping wood, and the premise of the show is to change a vehicle into something different. Some fans thought it was a stupid idea, but were impressed that the team was able to make it work. While vending machines giving out a variety of hot and cold beverages could be found everywhere, creating a milking station out of a moving car was just extraordinary. Instead of just getting milk out of cartons, how about getting fresh milk from the cow and having it pasteurized while you wait? There's even an option for chocolate milk. When it was time for dispensing it to the waiting customer, Jesse and the team had a hard time working on the floor to make it stable, so that when the cow was inside, it would be comfortable giving milk. Called Milk Bomb, this was a Monster Garage fan favorite. Every house with a lawn should have one of these monsters. Jesse and his team turned a 1990 Ford Mustang GT into a lawnmower and christened it Switchblade. They removed the back seat along with the catalytic converter and muffler so that they could fit a mower engine at the back of the rear wheels. They also fitted a couple of cylindrical blades near the doors. Jesse jokingly said that cutting grass at 100 miles per hour rules. These monster machines were among the 42 vehicles created in the TV show and ended up being sold through Barrett Jackson Auction House, located in Scottsdale, Arizona, in January 2008. After 5 seasons on Discovery Channel, Monster Garage aired its final episode on the 12th of June 2006. While there was no official statement by the executive producers as to why it was cancelled, fans assumed that it was because of low ratings. The series had run its course, and since reality television had always been an evolutionary market, no TV show was indispensable. The moment you lose numbers, no matter how popular it once was, it would be axed. While Jesse never wanted fame, it found him and made him one of the richest reality TV stars. His life in and out of the entertainment world has been an interesting topic, not just in legitimate auto magazines and websites, but more so on celebrity tabloids and gossip sites. Most stories about him were facts, but some were padded creatively by some rumor mongers. Discovery Channel claimed on the website that Jesse was one of the descendants of the infamous notorious outlaw of the 1800s. However, people from the James Preservation Trust said that they hadn't found anything that connected him to his namesake. He was even asked to provide a sample to check his DNA compatibility, but declined to do so. His celebrity status was elevated when he married Hollywood A-lister Sandra Bullock in 2005. They met in 2003 after Sandra arranged for a private tour of the set of Monster Garage as a gift to her godson. Everything seemed great, as she had a good relationship with his children from his previous relationships, and they even adopted a child they named Louis. However, a huge media scandal erupted in 2010 when the model Michelle Bombshell McGee claimed that she'd had an almost one-year affair with Jesse while she was married to Sandra. The actress probably could have forgiven one mistake, but then numerous women came forward making the same claim. Sandra filed for divorce, and it was granted in June 2010. He lost custody of their adopted son. 2 months after the divorce, he dated another reality TV personality, Kat Von D. They became engaged in December 2010, but called it quits 6 months later. The same thing happened again, as multiple women came out and claimed that they too were involved with Jesse. He was crowned a serial cheater by gossip sites and entertainment reporters. In 2007, Jesse had legal trouble with the California Air Rescues Board, CARB, for violating California's clean air laws and paid a hefty fine of close to $300,000 for the motorcycles he sold from 1997 to 2006. Apparently, he'd never used state-certified emission equipment on the fuel tanks. He said that he offered to recall the motorbikes and modify them, but the board refused his request. However, a CARB official said that they'd never received any such offer from West Coast Choppers at that time. Jesse was sued for breach of contract by a client who asked him to build a car and already paid $270,000 out of the agreed $422,680. After 2 years, no car had been made, and Jesse allegedly then told the client that he needed around $600,000 at the very least to complete the car. It didn't take long before he had legal troubles again, as one of his lawyers said that Jesse owed him unpaid fees close to $350,000. In 2010, Fortune Fashion Industries sued him for stealing a company executive to continue working on a failed clothing line collaboration and for dealing with another retailer such as Walmart. However, Jesse won the case, as his lawyer argued that Jesse had been selling his merchandise long before he met with the fashion house. In 2019, Discovery Channel announced plans to reboot Monster Garage with Jesse James. It was scheduled to premiere in 2020 on the TLC network, but was delayed. Finally, on the 4th of January 2021, the first episode, entitled Pulsating Power, was aired through Discovery Inc.'s new streaming service, Discovery Plus. The new season was comprised of 8 episodes, including one focused on the DeLorean hovercraft that haunted Jesse 17 years previously. It was one of his failed projects, and his loyal fans appreciated the episode, as Jesse worked on it successfully, along with the guy he booted out of the project. It was redemption at its best, when Jesse decided to shut down the West Coast Choppers and Cisco Burger in 2010, as well as Garage Magazine due to low profits, along with the cancellation of another of his TV shows, Jesse James' Outlaw Garage, in 2013. Everyone thought that it was the end for the motorbike builder. However, his auto shop business was saved due to the successful turnout of his branded merchandise, amounting to millions of dollars in sales. Jesse moved to Austin, Texas, and opened a smaller version of West Coast Choppers there, and launched another business dealing with firearms called Firearms Unlimited. Jesse is now single after ending his 7-year marriage to drag racer Alexis DeJoria, daughter of billionaire and philanthropist John Paul DeJoria, in March 2020. According to authoritative sources, his net worth is estimated at over $100 million and has the potential to increase after the renewal of another season of his TV show. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.